The announcement that Xbox intends to acquire Activision Blizzard King made quite some waves back in January this year, ever since the regulators are checking whether to approve this acquisition or not. On a regular basis we got a few infos either from official channels or, unfortunately, more often from fans on social media. But recently we got some interesting infos on the actual status of the approval, not just in the US but also from the regulators outside of the US. And that's why in today's video we look into the latest official news on the progress of the acquisition, and we have a look on where the Acti-Blizz merger stands right now. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a video on the progress of the Activision Blizzard King acquisition, cause we are around about 6 months into the approval process of the biggest merger the gaming industry has seen to date. And with some interesting news coming also from regulators outside of the United States, I thought it is worth looking at some facts regarding the acquisition. And should you end up enjoying yourself while watching this video, it would be awesome of you to consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. Okay, thank you guys, you are awesome, and now let's dive into the $70 billion deal. When we are talking about acquisitions of that size, of course, different regulators look into this deal to check if the merger could lead to either a monopoly, unfair competition in the market, disadvantages of the respective customers, and so on. And those who follow the acquisition have probably heard about the FTC in the US looking into this, and we get to them in a second. But also outside of the US there are different institutions that have to approve the deal, especially in the European Union and in the UK, but also in China. I start with the UK. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority, short CMA, which officially works to promote competition for the benefit of the customer, is now also looking into this acquisition. Just last week they announced that they started their investigation and that everyone who has objections can enter their cases until July 20th. This is the official time that they will run their consultation, and let's be frank, that's not too long, so we are getting close to getting a statement from the UK. The final deadline to give a decision on the matter is September 1st. Their investigation will consider whether the deal could harm competition and lead to worse outcomes for consumers, for example through higher prices, lower quality or reduced choice. Okay, I think that everyone outside of the fanboyism will probably see that those issues are not of any concern. The deal will in no way harm the competition. Microsoft is not going to become a monopoly. After their acquisition, they will be the number 3 publisher in the world behind Sony, and the number 1 being Tencent. And yeah, I don't see a worse outcome for consumers after the acquisition either, with games like Call of Duty, Diablo, Overwatch, etc. coming day 1 into Gamepass. The outcome for the consumer is on a very good term. Gaming becomes cheaper, it does not reduce the options or choices consumers can make, and the concern about lowering the quality because games come into Gamepass is just ridiculous. I don't want to sound fanboyish, but the statement from good old Jimbo over at PlayStation that games that come into a subscription service have automatically lower quality is in no way, shape or form justified. We have seen that over the last years games are getting the time they need cause Microsoft can afford it because of the continued stream of revenue thanks to a subscription model. Otherwise Xbox wouldn't have been able to make the decision to have a complete empty first party 2022, but I digress. So yeah, I don't think that we will see any objections here from the CMA, but let's look at some other things. Recently, Brad Smith, president of Microsoft, gave an interview after Microsoft received the request for information on the deal from the European regulators. Those informations were already requested in the middle of May, but other than in the UK, there is no official deadline for the decision making of the EU, at least nothing publicly, but their investigation is already going on for at least 2 months now. Nevertheless, Brad Smith seemed pretty happy with the progress so far. He said, "We answer questions, we give briefings, and we provide the information requested. One of our attorneys summed it up nicely by saying, we are coming to an end of the beginning and now we are entering the beginning of the middle. It's a long process and we are still at the stage where we are answering questions. For us, of course, the sooner it is done the better, but we will respect the process." So round about 6 months after the announcement of the intent to acquire ABK, the deal is already well into the middle phase of the process, which is a good sign. Earlier this year, the shareholders also approved the deal with an overwhelming majority, and about But 10 days ago, the Communication Workers of America, short CWA, also provided a status update on the unionizing efforts, and they are quite happy that employees finally will get a seat at the table. Therefore, they sent an official letter to the Federal Trade Commission in the US, the FTC. We now support approval of the transaction before you because Microsoft has entered an agreement with CWA to ensure workers of Activision Blizzard have a clear path to collective bargaining. Microsoft's binding commitments will give employees a seat at the table and ensure that acquisition of Activision Blizzard benefits the company's workers and the broader video game label market. And I think this is something that also needs to be emphasized. Microsoft will face a big challenge with the troubled publisher Activision Blizzard King. The allegations are severe, from mobbing, sexual harassment to bad work conditions. The list of accusations is long, and for Microsoft it will be a big challenge to course correct this ship. However, Microsoft sees this as a chance to not only change the culture within Activision Blizzard King, but to change it for the better in the wider video game industry. Microsoft officially said, "We are committed to creative and collaborative approaches with unions when employees wish to exercise their rights, and Microsoft is presented with a specific unionization proposal." Microsoft's president Brad Smith again expressed last month in a statement the following: "The Activision Blizzard acquisition is our first opportunity to put these principles into practice." So to me it is no wonder that the CWA has now officially approved the deal, so let's see how this letter will be received by the Federal Trade Commission in the US. But with that, I already want to wrap it up. So far we haven't really heard any backlash or setbacks in regards to the acquisition of Activision Blizzard King by Microsoft. We've heard a lot of progress, that different regulatories are looking into this, questions are being answered, and the first deadlines are approaching really soon. Microsoft also seems to be happy with the progress. Representatives of the workers have also spoken officially out in favor of the acquisition, so without having a law degree, I would say so far it looks good. And with the deadlines approaching on September 1st and beyond, we should hear more official news on the state of the acquisition soon. But of course, I also want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the deal will go through, and by when do you think the merger will be finalized? The question of when this is done is a very interesting one, and I think no one can give a definitive answer, but I would assume that in early 2023 we will see this deal being approved and ABK will officially join Team Xbox. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and for now I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell to not miss out on some exciting content that is coming here very soon. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports this channel with the channel memberships to get early access to all my videos, with the super thanks in the comment sections, and of course the super chats, and simply being there at the weekly gaming shows I have here on my channel. And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!